that I know it's cushion there, but whatever. But there was wood and everything. You know,
The rings used to be a lot stiffer, I heard,
yeah, yeah. That
up
that
until
ring,
like 2000.
yeah. Because I had to let Vince had to go out there. Vince told somebody said, "Go out there and get Coco out of the ring. Survivor, we coming back on live on the next show." And you know what? I couldn't move. And when I got back to the dressing room, and I got finally got myself together, I went over and told Mark. I said, "If you didn't know how to do it, Mark, why didn't you come to me?" I said, "Brother," he said, "Man, I don't appreciate you trying to break my neck." That was kind of the word because I was a little upset, but but he understood, and we got all that worked out. So, you know, I said, all you had to do is come to me. I would have showed you how to do that move. He said, Coco, and he did say, Coco, I'm sorry that I was so excited, and I never did this move before. You're the first one. I never tried this move, and I'm sorry, man. So what are you gonna do when somebody says they're sorry, or
Right.
they don't want, they don't want no trouble. They're not trying to stir up no trouble or anything like that. You can't jump on the guy. You can't cuss the guy out. You can't do this to the guy. You got you still got to be a pro to him. You got to be a man and said,
Yeah.
okay, you know, I appreciate it, man. I appreciate your feedback on it. You was really good. You came to me as a man, and I believe you. And that's how me and Mark. Now, like I said, we're okay with it.
It sounds like you were pretty feared backstage, but how would you have done against Haku if you guys had an issue?
You know what? I wouldn't have had no issue with Haku because hey, I ain't messing with Haku.
Right.
I'm not because I done seen Haku. I seen him to take what's that guy name?
Jimmy
Uh,
Jack Funk, were you there for that?
yes, I seen him take his eye out.
Oh, God. Could you tell us that story to finish off? Because I never actually met anyone that was there. Was that at like a bar?
That was in St. Louis, and Jimmy
Okay.
Jack Funk. He was what it is. He was beating up this girl. He just jumped on this girl, and Haku saw it, and he went over and stopped him, and then they got into it. Well, Haku took his took his finger, and he ripped his eye out, and it came out. Haku turned around, put the eyeball back in his eye, and took him to the emergency room.
Wow.
And I'm just telling you, he
So
Haku's
he'll take
bad
your eye
news.
out, then he'll drive you to the emergency room. So he's a nice guy. He probably saved his eye, right?
Yeah, he saved his eye. Sure
Wow.
did.
What's
Yeah,
he doing now, Jimmy Jack? You never hear from him anymore. Is he still alive?
I have no idea where he's at. I'm sure he's. I hadn't heard that he passed, but he that's what happened to him. He when he jumped on that girl, Haku jumped all over him, man. I was there
Wow.
in St. Louis, Missouri.
Well, I appreciate you coming on. I'm sure you could tell us a lot more story. By the way, some people were asking about the Mass Patriot. He talked about that in our first interview. The link is in the description. That's an exaggerated story, and I agree with you on that one. Nothing out of hand happened there. I mean,
Right,
I. But I appreciate you coming on. Is there anything you want to tell the fans here as we close it off?
man. I'm just so glad to be on your podcast. I think you got one of the powerful podcast stations out there, man. And just keep up the good work and everything. And it don't matter what people say about you, whatever. Just keep moving, man. Just keep doing good for yourself and for the wrestling business and stuff like that. I mean, it's all left up to you. Just to You turn this thing to something. It was something small. Now you know what you turn this thing to something real big. It's bigger than life right now. So just keep up the good work, brother.
Great advice, and sing us out, Koko.
Sometimes love, like a slow dance, you can tiptoe around, but don't make a sound. You can make a little silent romance. But sometimes love feels just right. It feels so good. It feels just like a power driver. Yeah, a power driver. All right.